Hello everybody, how you doing? Hope you're all well, hope you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, hopefully there'll be more of these to come. But I really wanted to just really say a few words at the end of the video, just to reflect and recap on the weekend, and a lovely weekend. It's been a fabulous weekend. The weather has been absolutely incredible, which is always a beautiful thing, and the Isle of Wight really is a beautiful place when the sun is shining. But yeah, just a couple of things I wanted to say really, relating to this being the first actual proper scooter rally that I've been on since my diagnosis, and I keep banging on about it and I keep going on about it, and I can only apologise for that. But yeah, I think it's fairly significant to talk about it and talk about the impact that's had on, maybe this weekend really for me. Anybody that knows me knows that I really enjoy these sort of things. I can be a relatively sociable person, but this weekend, and I've had lovely company. I've been with some really lovely people this weekend, and it's been a fantastic, really nice weekend. But I have to say, I've struggled, and my health has really impacted on this weekend, and I was kind of hoping it wouldn't impact it in the way that it has, and that's made it difficult for me, and I think it's possibly made it slightly more difficult for those people that I went with. And maybe I sort of held them back a little bit, and they felt that they couldn't maybe let themselves go as they normally would, and for that I can only apologise. It really sort of seemed to struggle. I don't know, I really did seem to struggle. So not only were my energy levels really low, and to be really truthful, they were low the latter part of last week, so leading up to the rally, and I was struggling a little bit with my energy levels, and then I woke up on Friday, which is the day we left, and I was feeling pretty crap, to be honest. I was feeling exhausted, really burnt out, really just chronically tired and fatigued, and I felt like I was coming down with something, even though I knew I wasn't coming down with something. But I felt like I was maybe coming down with a cold or flu or something like that. But once you get acclimatised to the symptoms, and you kind of work out what it is that's causing you to feel the way that you're feeling, I kind of realised that it wasn't a virus or a bug or anything like that, and it was just purely my condition. My diabetes has been slightly difficult to control over the last few weeks as well, really. It seems to be sort of the medication, the insulin, doesn't seem to be working as well as it was, and I seem to have this pattern of highs and lows, and it's really quite annoying, especially when I'm out and about, and being sociable and trying to manage my levels when there's not food to hand all the time, or there's not drink to hand all the time, or if there's too much food and too much drink to hand all the time, it can make it equally difficult to manage. So I seem to have a real issue over the weekend. My blood sugars have been absolutely horrendous, which has left me feeling chronically exhausted again. It just impacts the whole thing, just impacts with my leukemia, my diabetes, and one of the symptoms that I seem to get really worse when my blood sugar's high is just my eyes, and my eyes just feel like I just need to close them, that they're itching, that they're tired, and kind of headachy and stuff like that. So it really did impact me. It's impacted what I've been able to eat this weekend. It's impacted what I've been able to drink this weekend. So I've certainly not been able to let myself go in the way that I would have maybe done previously, and that's it's a shame really, because we all deserve a bit of a blowout every now and again, don't we? To let our hair down and really go for it and enjoy ourselves, this is something that I would have normally done that at. And so yeah, it's not only impacted me, it's impacted those that I've been with, and yeah, I am, I can only apologise for that, and hope that I've not been too much of a burden on them. And but yeah, maybe it's made me reevaluate how I'm going to do these things going forward, when it comes to attending the next rally or whatever it is I may want to go to, a festival or whatever. I'm not sure I have the legs in me and the energy in me and the stamina to maybe, do three days, 3 nights, 2 days, 2 nights, or whatever it is, and that I need to really manage that and make sure that during that period I get enough bed rest and sleep. And I think for me, what's really affected me this weekend, as well as the fatigue and the tiredness, I've not had my normal amount of sleep either, so that does impact me as well. And not only does it impact me in how I feel physically, but I end up probably being a bit of a grumpy old bugger, and that's not something that anybody likes or wants to be with. So, but anyway, great weekend, lovely rally. Scooter's been amazing, performed amazingly. I'm so pleased with my scooter. I'm so pleased with the company that I was with, and they're a good bunch of lads, and we all had a really nice time and a lot of banter, a lot of laughs. And unfortunately for me, which is something that I normally do a lot of dancing, and I don't think I've danced all weekend, so, which is very unlike me. So that possibly shows how kind of exhausted and tired I've been feeling. So the first one since my diagnosis, and I knew it was always going to be a difficult one, and seeing how I coped and what the realisation would be of the steps I'd need to take to try and manage it. And I think one thing I am is more aware now of maybe preparation that I need to do, and how I'll manage these things going forward. But anyway, great time, Isle of Wight Scooter Rally. I'm not sure, obviously a lot of people saying this year's rally wasn't as busy as it usually is. I can't measure that because I haven't been for a few years, and I must admit the last couple of times I've come, it seemed busier than it did today. It seemed busier than it did this weekend. However, I'm aware there are a lot of other things on as well this weekend, but I don't know. We're all getting old, aren't we? And we need more youngsters to come into the scene and embrace the scene, and they need to be embraced by us oldies, really. And otherwise the scene is I don't know what long-term future it's got, and I don't want to be too negative or too down on it, but I think we're all fastly becoming aware of our own mortality, and that 5-10 years time most of us are possibly not going to be doing what we're doing now, riding on these little scooters to party somewhere for the weekend. So without new blood, we're going to struggle, aren't we? So, and it would be a shame because scootering, the whole scooter scene, it's part of our youth culture, isn't it? It's part of our British youth culture, and not only is it part of our British youth culture, it's part of youth culture in so many countries, and I mean that's the beauty of the Isle of Wight Scooter Rally. You meet people from so many countries, different countries in Europe, people from the States, people from Canada, and it's quite impressive, really, and it makes you realise that the impact our little scene in the very early 80s had on developing youth culture worldwide, really, on a global scale. And it would be a shame for that to kind of disappear with our generation, really. So I think this year's rally was the 45th anniversary, and I think the first time I would have come to this rally would have been 43 years ago, either 43 or 44, but probably 43. And I'm not sure it's still going to be going in another 43 years time. I know one thing's for sure, I certainly won't be. But anyway, to all those that I've seen and spoken to this weekend, thank you for being so kind. Thank you for spending your time with me, and it's been lovely spending time with you all. And yeah, I hope you all get home safely, all had an amazing time, and yeah, keep riding those scooters as long as you can. See you later, guys. Take care. Bye.